was thinking what kind of song to write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation building song or just blaze them politicians? But when I hear Pandey get 19 seats and he run and give his speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for kinky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years me Crooks and Panther was busting we liver string. Well, I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections proved domestic breaking black man air they don't hear. So don't expect me to jam your prime minister.
No, don't tell me.
I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever.
I said no, don't tell me.
Cause you ain't do it once, but you did it twice. Elections gone, it's you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Camilla sent she to a school inside the Bitam. And when she bring home the baby father, the man like more sex than Pandey. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I have nothing to say. My personal comments I will reserve.
You got a government you deserve.
To complain to me now, but you got some nerve. You got a government you deserve. Try my best to put sense in black man head. The consequence I was not afraid. But when I see Keith and Daphne on TV, deep in my heart I felt betrayed. Cause I remember in 1998 I got chastised when I sing my song. But if I did like game I would have take out she name and deceitfully win me crown. UNC corrupt like hell, but Satmaraj wouldn't say so. As black man open me mouth, he find that man should go. To these negative response.
This is where I extend a pleasant good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Because I've come to one.
And how are we doing this afternoon?
Man is his own demise. Yeah.
I hope each and every one of you guys are doing well.
BBC.
It is September 2nd, Tuesday 2025.
Vote for UNC.
I said no,
And we have
don't tell me.
another class in session program
They cancel.
hosted by yours truly, Royalty James.
And how you can't get work to maintain your family. So if you end up just like a criminal on the,
So good afternoon to the persons on my Facebook page.
because all the promises that they make, they ain't keeping none.
To the persons over
Servants can
on Facebook.
plus
I want to say good afternoon to you.
10 days. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I wouldn't be amazed. My little knowledge now I must preserve.
You got a government you deserve.
And I hope many of you guys are having yourself a wonderful one.
You got a government you deserve.
Yesterday we would have seen the recommencement of another school year. Teresa Joseph, good afternoon to you.
It's from the public I get my lyrics.
Dolores Redhead.
Inspiration. You just give me the strength and courage to slaughter them.
Clive Raymond, good evening to you.
But when I see you supporting Pandey and condoning all that is wrong, it's like giving me bread and a full glass of milk, then you turn wrong and kick it down.
So blessed good evening to each and every one of you.
Parasitic.
In a short while, we are going to start our conversation.
But today Jack Warner and do praise the good buddies. What excuse you could have to put him back in power? If you ask Errol McLeod, he'll tell you that man was done a fork-tongue cobra. Yes, sir. Don't tell me Caroni going through hell.
No,
Over on Facebook,
I hear what
Marilyn Ferguson, good evening to you. Good evening to you.
no, don't tell me.
don't tell me nothing.
Jennifer Lewis, good evening to you.
Deal. And how they never give a count for the shipload of rice they steal. But if you notice, Carlos have a brand new Beamer, and he delayed the process till he become a minister. And you hear he got millions in cutback from the Miss Universe show as a gift. Please don't stop me and ask me to confirm, because I plead in the fifth. My little crocodile tried to preserve.
So, ladies and gentlemen, again, I want to say a pleasant good evening to each and every one of you guys.
Preserve you.
As we get ready to jump into our conversation, we just want to remind the general public that this coming Wednesday, Victoria St. Mark's comes alive. The new national party. We are rolling over to Victoria St. Mark's on a Wednesday.
Sugar. Thank you.
So just to take the music down, we just want to invite each and every one of you guys, or remind each and every one of you guys, especially from my end, I want to invite each and every one of you over to Victoria in St. Mark's this coming Wednesday. The new national party, we would be at Victoria on Wednesday, where we would have another public meeting. Yes, so I just want to invite each and every one of you, come out and hear dynamic speakers. We would have the political leader, our past prime minister, and the parliamentary representative for St. Mark's. They would be there, and other dynamic speakers are going to also be part of the conversation. So I just want to extend the invitation to each and every one of you guys. And so we are going to ensure that your visit to Victoria St. Mark's is always one that is welcoming. Yes? Let me just clear the air on certain things. And I think I would have mentioned this before. And the persons may believe I'm a little bit inconsistent. It has nothing to do with inconsistency. I am always ready and willing to do programs. I have gotten somehow to dislike doing pre-recorded programs. I like the hands-on conversation. But as of late, every Wednesday, you notice that we have had meetings since we get back from the carnival holiday, right, or the summer vacation, more or less. And on a Wednesday, my program is at 6:30, and I tried it once, and I realized that the viewing and persons didn't get the opportunity to view when there is a public meeting taking place with the new national party, and I'm doing a program. It really comes across wrong, right? And yesterday was the first Monday in the month, and I did indicate that the first Monday in the month, unless indicated otherwise, yes, then there would be no programs. So it is not, and you realize I try to do Monday, Tuesday, and on a Wednesday, for this one coming up, I'm trying my best to see how they can actually get the feed to my program, yes, so that you guys will be able to look at it even here in the classroom. So it has nothing to do with inconsistency. I try my best to do the Monday and Tuesday, and as I said, I don't really like the pre-recording. Yes, when you pre-record, sometimes you're here by yourself. I'm doing a pre-recording and then I put it out there. I don't get information like when I'm here with you guys. Like today, I'm actually seeing persons. I can say hi to them. You know, you get a kind of hands-on kind of conversation. Yes, even if I'm having issues with my audio, right? Sometimes it is hard to tell, you know, whether or not, okay, I'm too high, whether or not I have a feedback, whether or not I'm low with a pre-recording, because the thing about it, it's very, you know, highly unlikely that I get an opportunity to hear that feedback sometimes, right? So when I'm here hands-on, I am really, really, you know, happy to be a part of or with you guys. But when I do the pre-recording, I don't get that opportunity, yes? And sometimes somebody might say, hey, this is the conversation. Somebody might throw out something. I might have the opportunity to rebut or maybe answer them. Yeah? So it is not a matter of inconsistency. I try to do the Monday and the Tuesday, but on a Wednesday, to be here speaking to you 6:30, and there's a public meeting that is being streamed live, I think it's somewhat off. I don't know. I would take you guys' advice that if you guys still want me to do it on a Wednesday, then I can. But to me, I just feel like if the party is doing a public meeting, all programs must, you know, be set aside. And that is just my humble opinion. As I said, I don't know if persons want to chime in and say, listen to me, better we do this or better we do that? Have you guys been enjoying the pre-recordings? Do you get that same feeling like when I'm here? So those are things that you guys can also jump into, you know, my messenger or maybe my WhatsApp and say, you know what, maybe we keep to that, maybe we do this. Because at the end of the day, we want to disseminate the information. It's nothing about, I can't and I won't be able to. I'm very much capable to do so. But at the same time, as I said, you don't want the party to be having a meeting and I'm here. Now, earlier on when I started, I got from persons that I was somewhat low. Now, understand that if I go higher in terms of the volume in the mic, yes, sometimes you get a feedback. Now, what I'm asking at this stage, if you're hearing me properly, now, just indicate. Somebody stated that when I started, I was low, so I would have put the pitch up on the mic. If you're hearing me better now, then fine. I am getting everything from my mixer here and from my OBS. Everything is all right there. But if persons are hearing me low, yeah, I think somebody's saying, I agree that when the party is having meetings, let's look at the meeting, yeah? And that's just my take on it. I try not to, yeah? I try not to do it, all right? But anyway, let's not stay too long into that conversation, ladies and gentlemen. We just want to jump in to the conversation of very first and very foremost. The new National Party is extending best of wishes to the students, teachers, and all auxiliary that is presently going to be part of our kids' life in the new year or the new semester, or whatever you want to call it, or the new school year. Yes, we want to wish each and every person all the best. It's talking a little better, but it's got up some more. Clive, check your audio, because I think the issue here really has nothing to do with what is coming out, because we've killed the input and all these things. So check your audio, because you said it and then somebody else said it, and then, you know, some other persons are saying they're hearing very clear, and then other persons are saying it's good. You know, it's only you who said it was low. I did change that, but there is no music now, so you should be listening or hearing me. If I go any further up, and I would show you the example. If I go up, you get that? I'm certain you're getting this, right? So if you're getting this, that means I am too high in terms of the mic, yeah, and I can't go that high, right? So my mic cannot go any higher. So I advise, if you're not hearing me well and you're all the way up on your audio, then, and you're still hearing me low, then I really can't do much, right? So as I was saying, we want to congratulate all the teachers, parents, everybody who played a significant role in being able to send their kids back to school. The new National Party, persons from here in the classroom, we want to extend each and every one of you guys all the best. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start off today not in a controversial way, but to show you here in Grenada what have been happening, and I want you to understand how frightening this continues to get. Now, the fact of the matter is this. We have gotten to a point where we give aid to what we like. A few months ago, nothing more than just about maybe under a month and a half, it was made public that a present parliamentarian, his educational pursuit was very much diminishing. It showed, ladies and gentlemen, that a present parliamentarian, while being a part of the state's parliament, who's seeking a further educational level, is seriously in a position whereby he's failing miserably. The general public saw that. Furthermore, it showed that even while he was failing, or even with his failure, somehow or the other, his grades was mysteriously moved. His grades mysteriously moved. Now, when that was made public, the goons on the other side who supported or supports the National Democratic Congress went in a bit of array. They got loud. They got defensive. They even called for a suit for the St. George's University in terms of making public that information. Ladies and gentlemen, last Saturday, just about last Friday evening, the general public heard of an allegation surrounding Jonathan Lacrette, an ex-minister of government. Now, when that was made public, one of the very first comments that pulled my eyes was one that said in a nutshell, what goes around comes around. In my mind, I was wondering, well, what went around that came around? Further on in the comment section, I noticed that the person was saying that he attempted to destroy the National Democratic Congress on corruption. And so it came back, and now the allegation of the bank seizing his motor vehicle is a payback. Another one went further to speak of his ability to control his finances, not being in a position to finance properly. And so how can we not make that information public when he's vying for public office? Listen to the hypocrite behind it. He's vying for public office, and you're dissatisfied with the ability when it comes to his financial business, that he cannot finance even his own personal life. But ladies and gentlemen, we have ministers of government sitting in offices to date. We have parliamentarians that could not have even sufficed their educational achievements. Allegations of some having just one subject. Others that are in position where they had things like farm, and because of financial constraint, they could not have even paid their workers. We have persons that are sitting now, allegations of corruption and taxation, that are in office now, in public office. And you are saying that a man that cannot suffice his financial bill and to have his vehicle allegedly repossessed should not vie for public office. But we have culprits. We have culprits sitting in those positions to date. We have individuals that cannot even at this stage control their very own personal affairs. And I would not go further with that conversation. So if all you believe Jonathan Lacrette should not be vying for public office because of his financial ability and financial management, I say let's start doing the drawing and the signing and the backbiting. Let's do it with everybody. Let's malign everybody. Let's line up everybody against a firing wall. And let's start shooting down those irresponsible and those that are not in a position to be financially managed. And in some position, those that are unable to even achieve education within Grenada, Carriacou, and Pidimapnik. Let us start pointing them out. So if Jonathan Lacrette, his financial management should not have him vying for public office. then I'm saying let's start in St. George's Northeast. The allegation of a minister at the time selling a motor vehicle. A minister at the time not even transparent enough to assist a parent when involved in a motor vehicle accident. Let's start maligning those that have been to SGU since Jesus was a little boy. Since Mary had a little lamb. Since the clock on Church Street was a watch. The day in SGU. Let's start lining them up. About financial management. Let's start lining them up. That after how much years of opening a little business, the information of corruption and bad signing the check and business places closing, employers are not remaining there because they weren't getting paid when the spot was too hot. Let's start lining them up. When millions of dollars was taken from a credit union in Grenada to open a particular farm, and workers had to be making it social media public, that even at the time a minister of government was not paying them any goddamn money. Let's start lining them up. Because if you want to talk public office and character and financial management, let's start talking it. Let's put everything to the board. Let's line up everybody. Not just Jonathan Lacrette. Because when Jonathan Lacrette's own is made public, the question is said, or it is being mentioned that he's a public icon. So let us fire him. But when we talk about the thief vehicle that was sold, and we talk about the achievement or the corruption, the alleged corruption in SGU for a particular grade, they want somebody to be sued. And you feel it's so? Huh? And you want somebody to give all you the ass and the shit in the ribs. That is what all you want. But this is not the Grenada all you go run. The National Democratic Congress is not going to get the opportunity to run Grenada how they damn well please. They wish tomorrow they wake up and they hear there is no NNP. They wish tomorrow they wake up and they hear no Emmeline Pear or Keith Mitchell and others. They want to wake up and hear that. God has a way of dealing with his people. And when I saw the statement, what goes around comes around, I laughed. I laughed. Because you know why? What goes around really comes around. I was one of the person who posted it. I said the gentleman is a public figure. I am certain if it was a master's degree or the achievement of his master's degree, and you see what was funny, and may his soul continue to rest in peace, I was going back to some photos on the Prime Minister's page, and one of his iconic moments captured was the today deceased Nilon Franklin when he graduated from SGU, and he extended the proud moment that a young, at the time ex-senator, completed his educational achievement. It was okay for the Prime Minister to post a past senator as it relates to his accomplishment at SGU. Past senator, he made it public that he finished his SGU studies. But when it was made public as it relates to the failure of his very own parliamentarian, are you calling for Sue? Are you fooling me? I stupid already. Anything I could get right now is bright. I don't stupid long. And I want them to get at peace. Let them know that I stand as a stupid boy. I as the Don's boy in the room, I can stand proudly because when a question is asked and I don't know the answer, I put my hand up and I ask. I ask the question. So it was okay when the Prime Minister exalted the dear brother Nilon. But when it was made public of his very own parliamentarian playing the fool in SGU, well, you want to crucify somebody. So my question, ladies and gentlemen, to date, what must a public figure or somebody vying for public office must be the criteria and accomplishment in Grenada, Carrick-1, PD Martinique? Because let me say to you, ladies and gentlemen, if that is what gets you elected in Grenada, your criteria and your ability, I am saying to you, at this stage, NDC is down to 4 seats. If it requires public image, without allegation, without failure, I am saying to you, NDC is presently down to 4 seats. I have heard very little corruption about Brother Cornwall. I heard very little corruption, maybe I don't know, maybe you'll go tell me, about Claude Joseph. Yeah, I've heard very little about Andal. And I've heard very little about David Andrew. Very little. But let me say to you, everybody else on that plate is up for the meeting office anytime soon if we are judging them based on public criteria and expectation. I can tell you that. If it goes on an educational level, I am saying they might be down to just about 2. If we go on educational level. But I am proud, ladies and gentlemen, to be a supporter of the NNP because I could put any one of these people on this side of the table up against anybody on the other side. Anybody. Call a name and I call a name on my side. I just give them that challenge. I say call a name on NDC and I'm giving you one name. I'm not even giving you a full name. Yes, some situations when they call certain name, I put it up myself because I know they can't get past me. They can't even get past me. Some of them can't even get past me. So I don't even giving them those that are vying for office and caretakers and so on. I don't giving them the big shots on them yet. Get past me first. And I know some of them can't get past me. Or even Brother Sheldon. Even Brother P. The talk show host and them. And even if they come up with the talk show host and them can't come up against us. So when all you talking character and trying to damage people's character based on a little confusion, all you want to get what? Are you fighting for headlines so much? Eh? Sister Ophelia name reaching the jump up. Eh? All you want headlines so much. Kick and Genie was kicking pin. Stakeholders sitting down and speak as it relates to a bill they want to kill. Yeah. COVID cases rising in Grenada, but a frontline newspaper have Ophelia Wells, Cornwall, and Kid Mitchell and another little girl on it. Imagine that in Grenada. Can you imagine that in Grenada? International world are noticing little Kerry, little Von in Notting Hill Carnival and Labor Day. And our big artists are making names out there. And he have newspaper in Grenada studying man and woman business. They studying man and woman business and who they married and who don't married. That is what Grenada has come to. They're worrying about the wrong set of things. And not me alone that say it. I had to play that clip for all you. All compliments are dear brother Coxita Hall. I hope all you don't brandish him, but the message, I want all you to listen to the message he's sending.
You can't be petty and powerful. And I learned that from a great man. Let me repeat it again. You can't be petty and powerful at the same time. Now, over the past 72 hours, breaking the internet has been this alleged thing about former Minister Jonathan Lacrette, the bank taking his car. It's alleged, okay? And some of all, you're rejoicing about it. And some of all, you're disappointed that people would rejoice about it. But let me tell you what my last 72 hours have been like. I have received numerous calls and emails and WhatsApp from parents who are struggling. They can't buy the books and school uniform for their children to go back to school. So while Jonathan Lacrette trending, all you need to realize what really is trending, that a lot of people in this country right now struggling, and you just might be one of them. Remember, you can't be petty and powerful at the same time. Have a good one.
Go with that. You can't be petty and powerful at the same time. Go with that. So while we are here in Grenada, and what is making Grenada news, what have we heard? What has been government's rebuttal to the visa conversation? What have we heard? All of the balling, oh, it's a serious matter. What have we heard from this government surrounding that conversation? What have we heard? While people are struggling in Grenada, as he said, his last 72 was on mine. And there might be others. There might be others that are echoing the same sentiment, that are basically saying to the Grenadian people and parents, oh gosh, I can't help all, you know. Oh gosh, I cannot help all you. Got a little phone call from a friend. Spoke to me about something that is surrounding our children going to school and internet and so on. And so when I heard the conversation, I spoke with her, made all the communications for her. That is a program that is taking place with government, some $20 sting and so on. So I went into the conversation and I asked more about it. So I said, let me just see if I get the opportunity for you where you will be able to get internet and you just pay $20. She said she made the communication and so on. Then she was informed that she has to be part of the seed program in order to be a part of this. Let me see. If government is giving something of that nature, what does seed program have to do with that? What does the seed program have to do with a young person? In the circumstances, the individual said, you know, I'm not working. It is really my boyfriend at the time. Yes, she said if it means that I work up until, or we get the internet up until the time I get a work, as soon as I get the work, I'm being honest, I just go and tell Flo. She was that honest. She said because it's something I just want, you know, for my children to have. Ladies and gentlemen, when this young lady told me that, and she was basically turned off, or turned away, it really hurt me. At the time, I did post it where I was going to do something through two good friends and family members who said to me, you know, just get somebody who needs an internet organized. They're going to assist in paying for the, and I went about doing that. I put it up on Facebook. I did got a recipient and so on, and Digicel has since been in communication with the individual to put the internet, right, at their residence. And I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, when I posted this on Facebook, to be very honest with you, I got over 7 to 10 calls just the morning. I placed it home and I was heading to work. And the amount of calls that I got from home, where I live in Montu, to where I work, that's in Belmont, or Lagoon Road, I must say. The amount of calls I received in that time was amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't want to see it, let me show you. The National Democratic Congress as a government is not focused on what is important in Grenada. They are going to run 3-4 months, and then you see they come and they pull a wool over our face. Oh, they received 5 million. Oh, they received 2 million. Oh, they received 7 million. And then they make it a nice headline. And then you have people asking important questions. But let me just say, when I heard Dr. Mitchell ask that one, I don't think his maths is so off, because I already know the man real good at maths. So when this one was posted, I say, I think that is the mathematician, so I must take it from him. And I want to give you guys a listen to what he said.
Do your math. 500. So do your math. Do your math. $500 million cash we left. The customs and inland revenue making hundreds of millions of dollars. Add that. They say they go over $1 billion unless they lie in sales. And $118 million from Berry. Where the damn money gone, sisters and brothers? Where the money gone? Where the money gone?
And ladies and gentlemen, that is an honest question. When you traverse the streets of Grenada ever so often, you are not seeing any form of everyday economic propelling drive here in Grenada. Let us be honest. At the end of the day, persons could say, oh yeah, by money flowing, but money flowing where? Money is flowing, but money is flowing where? Is it reaching at the middle class and stay up? Because he ain't getting down on the ground. It is not coming down. And these people hate. They hate to speak the truth. And now I like to call them out on it. On the 27th of August, I made a post on Facebook. I said, so wait, me alone that know there is a rise in COVID cases, or the Ministry of Health waiting for me to tell all you? All you don't have to lock down, you know, but at least make the general public aware now. This is an awareness post. That is what I put. I say, come with all your politics and see if Jesus won't have to forgive my sins today. That was my post on Facebook. That is what I posted on Facebook on the 27th of August. The nobody, the little stupidity from Victoria. That is what he posted. Yeah? Because I was asking, what is going on? A press release on the 29th of August from the Ministry of Health says public alert, rising, and you know what I say, you know? Rising respiratory illness in Grenada demands immediate action. And I tell all you, sometimes when you see we sit down in this little corner here, and they say, why they on Facebook, they running him out on YouTube about NNP? Nothing, he's nobody. He's nobody, they didn't study him. All they running up him out, he nobody. 29th, I post, my post was the 27th. St. George's, the Ministry of Health is issuing an urgent call to action following a concerning rise in respiratory illness across Grenada during the month of August. Recent surveillance data indicates a significant increase in cases of acute respiratory infection, including a resurge of COVID-19. The little black boy from Victoria that they does not hear, they doesn't listen. But 2 days after, and don't tell me not because I'm a post, you know. Don't tell me not because I'm a post. No, it may not be, but it played a significant part. Because there was more, because there were persons under the comment section who were saying, I know, by the time I posted what I posted, ladies and gentlemen, in the first 3 comments, one person said they knew a family of 7. The very first comment. The next comment, somebody said they were tested positive for it. So imagine, my very first 2 comments had 8 cases already. Could you imagine that? And you could go and look at the post he was made on the 27th and go in the comment section and see if I lie. My very first 3 comments, because I answered one, I replied to one, telling the person get well, the person who said they were tested. So the very first one said they knew a family of 7 that were told to isolate. And then the next comment is an individual saying he had been tested positive. On the press release comment, an individual said he doesn't know why they took so long. because he returned from Grenada to the United States just a few days after, and he was tested positive. Few days. Carnival was the 11th and 12th. Yeah? It goes to show, ladies and gentlemen, when I bring home that point, I am saying to you the affairs of the nation that is supposed to be concerning, supposed to be alarming, is not being addressed. It is not being addressed. Imagine that. Jonathan Lacrette allegation got more attention than the resurge in COVID cases. So a manned vehicle being taken away got more attention than a probable person dying from a disease. Could you imagine? This is the Grenada. Yeah, they're the same Grenada. They're the same one. It ain't changed. Stakeholders met and persons voiced on the bill. Persons are concerned. Persons are sharing concern. And what government is doing? They're having budget consultation. Actually, let me say to you, I am not going to be biased. NNP as a party, and at the time, I could not have gotten involved in open politics. So I observed. And I'm saying to you, the different entities that I saw at a time in Grenada that called on government's involvement in different categories. My question to date is, where are they? There were some people called Friends of the Earth. Tell you what, me. If all you think I'm joking, that there are persons sitting back and watch things happen and don't care, is no. Friends of the Earth, from the time somebody dumped something some way, Friends of the Earth was the first to get on board and have the conversation and ready to eat up the government. Friends of the Earth. For those of us who remember Friends of the Earth, the government could not have gotten away with anything environmental under the Friends of the Earth. Ask about Friends of the Earth. The people of Grand Mall today basically had to hold a protest about what is presently taking place on Grand Mall Beach. My question to date, where is Friends of the Earth? Where is Friends of the Earth? I remembered when the issue came up as it relates to teachers striking and all these things happening. At one time, the priest, I think it was something James, young boy, I tell you, I'm watching news them time there. I'm watching news left, right, and center because I can't get involved. Young police can't get involved in things. So I'm watching and I'm there and I'm grinding my teeth. God alone knows He's waiting for me to take this moment. At this stage, I believe that the person in charge of the Grenada Union of Teachers, I didn't want to give him the position that it's rightfully his, might have had at least 3 press conferences already speaking on regularization. He have had about 3 conversations already speaking about regularization. And we're talking about just about going into 3 years. Teachers are concerned and they're voicing their opinions. Where are the churches now asking government to step forward and solve those issues? I want to say thanks to Sister Kate. Because if I did gambling, if I was a gambler, you make me win one amount of money. The conversation of regularization, an argument between me and friends, because your little friends, I tell you, I just choose me battles. About regularization. One man said to me, NMP never attempted to regularize teachers in Grenada. Oh God, Sister Kate. When this video was posted, I was elated. Because I want you to check the time span. Mind you, this was dated October 3rd, 2017. And let me do the math. Listen to when she stated the conversation of regularization came up. Listen to the time thereafter that regularization was dealt with. Listen.
Members of the media, and good morning to all our viewers and listeners online and via television and radio. This morning I am going to give you an update on the regularization of our temporary teachers and the progress we have been making with regards to school infrastructure upgrade. The process of regularization of our temporary teachers began in 2015. In 2015, 650 temporary teachers were identified. To date, 275 of those teachers have been regularized.
Pause, ladies and gentlemen. Tell all you already, I just give all you time. Time. Watch. If NNP used to post like NDC. Now the conversation started in 2015. 600 and something identified. 2 years later, October 3rd, 2017, she said more than 260 something was regularized. How long is that? That's just about 2 years, right? Mathematically, 2015, 2017. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a government today that are telling Grenadians the process of regularization will take some time. Listen, very young, beautiful parliamentarian at the time, minister responsible, giving an update in 2015. Remember, they only won the election when? 2013. This, ladies and gentlemen, is an identification. This year, ladies and gentlemen, is a comparison of a government who at the time was at work. He took office in 2013. Met with cabinet. Cabinet decided, you know what? Let me look into the regularization. In 2015. In 2017. 2 years later. But the government is telling you, 3.5 years, we still have to look into things. But things was happening then.
Cabinet has given its approval for the next batch of temporary teachers to be regularized. At present, we have identified 70 legitimate vacant positions with an additional 31 places that will be reviewed for regularization. At this time, a panel has been put in place to identify teachers to be interviewed, and the criteria to be used include teachers who have been in the service for 6 years or more, and those who have qualified teacher's status.
I thought all you say NNP never regularized people. I thought the NNP never regularized nobody, that the NNP had hated teachers. I thought the NNP had hated teachers and that they never regularized teachers in Grenada. Huh? Tell all you, time and twine. Feel like afraid, all you?
We as a government recognize the importance of having our temporary teachers given prominent positions because we want them to have a comfortable life as well as to have easy access to debt financing. As it relates to the next batch of temporary teachers, once they have been regularized, this would bring our total to about 380 teachers being prominent, reducing the original number by more than half. As it relates to our school infrastructure upgrade, let me begin with the Grenada Education Enhancement Project. This consists of a loan of approximately $50 million US, and this would be for the expansion and rehabilitation of 6 schools on our island and also for teacher training and consultancy services. The GIP project also consists of a grant of approximately $533,000 US. The 6 schools that will be identified for the expansion and rehabilitation include the Grenada 7-Day Adventist Comprehensive School, the J.W. Fletcher Catholic Secondary School, the Bishop's College in Carriacou, Presentation Brothers College, and St. George's Convent, Grenville, and St. George's.
My question, ladies and gentlemen, this was a 4-year-old government. To date, as we speak, and even after they won back in 2018, the promise made then, my question was, or is now, wasn't they fulfilled? 6 schools. Go to the 6 schools now that was mentioned here and see whether or not those projects was done or have been done.
There is also a technical assistance provided under the GIP project, and it involves the final design and costing for rebuilding of 1 primary and 2 secondary schools. The St. Andrew's Anglican Primary School, a new facility to house 480 students at the current sites at Grenville. The Grenada Christian Academy, a new facility at a new site to house 400 students, and that new site would be at Pearl St. Andrew. The St. David's Roman Catholic Secondary School, a new facility to house 500 students at a new site at Lassages. The Chief Education Officer would give you some more details under the GIP project.
So ladies and gentlemen, recently you saw in St. David's, they're asking for all kind of persons to come in and give the name to come and start to work on the project in St. David's for the St. David's Catholic School. All you hear how long now that day? NDC, all you hear fooling nobody. All you hear fooling nobody, especially me. As I tell all you already, I end in propaganda and old talk. I have the tape and I go play them. We doesn't say, we show and we remind you guys. When they come down, you hear the beat in the chest. We called 6 schools in 2017. Before the general election, I am certain in 2022, they were completed and was done by the new National Party. So when all you hear, they come in and they talking, this is our proof. And all you, we have them. When all you want them, message us for it. We had them. And as our sister there, Sister Kate, when she posted it, she said, all you go say, I like to post too much. But if all you want to bring posts with posts, let we post. If all you like to bring posts with posts, let we post, let we go. You're afraid to post. At one time now, a sudden poster, the big time poster, the MIT poster, realized he kind of shriveled down and posting. He come the other day and playing mathematician for Brother Diali. Fellas and them, those, you see, they are not so educationally fuzzy. And so when the opportunity arises where they have to prove the level of their intelligence, they don't be diminished and diminished bad. They'll be diminished and diminished real bad. Because when you put them up against the wall and you class them, you realize Popeye flew. Popeye flew. So he came the other day and he made a post that Brother Diali would have debunked. He came under it not too long after and he attempted, and I must say attempted, he attempted to defend it. And I'm going to take the opportunity to give all you a little listen. We're not a listener to read it out. So read. Yeah? When a question was asked to him in the comment section by others, he run up to know he don't answer. Andy Williams once again mislead the people of Grenada. The facts are clear and are supported by the ECCB, the Eastern Caribbean Bank, IMF, and the Fiscal Responsibility Report. When NMP left office in 2008, Grenada debt to GDP ratio was 82%. And let's not forget Hurricane Ivan in 2004 caused damage evaluating 200% of the GDP, following closely by Hurricane Emily. At that time, Grenada had no CREF insurance payout to fall back on. Despite the massive disaster, NMP still managed to rebuild and stabilize the country prior to 2008. By 2013, under the NDC, the debt to GDP ratio had skyrocketed to 107.8%. During that same period, the NDC was selling state assets just to pay salaries and left behind over 110 million in unpaid claims. That is true record. That is the true record of mismanagement. All right? When NMP returned in office in 2013, the treasury was in shambles. Empty, debts piling up, there was no money to pay salaries, no bank overdraft available, and we had to ask Trinidad and Tobago for support to cover payrolls. Despite the challenges and even the global pandemic, NMP rebuilt the economy and left over 500 million in reserves in 2022. According to the Fiscal Responsibility Report, at the end of 2022, when NMP debated office, Grenada's debt to GDP ratio, right, or the debt to GDP ratio was 69.1%. At the end of 2003, under the NDC, the ratio had already climbed to 75.1%, a dramatic increase of 6% in just 1 year without a single new capital investment project. Yes? Now let's ask this question. If the NDC was successful, why have the people of Grenada never trusted them with more than one term? Why are the only political organization in the history of to suffer 3 clean sweep failing to win one seat? Why have they changed leaders so many times if they are truly stable and capable? The truth is simple. NMP has always been the party of stability and prosperity. NDC is a one-term government on record. As to date, that is what we know. Every time they get into power, they fail and leave mess behind. That's the history of Grenadians knowing and remember, or will remember. So for a sitting government minister to post such gross false narrative is nothing short of desperate. The pressure is really getting to AJ and the NDC. Now, as I said, he came in the comment section and tried to claim him. But come on, all you know, we don't have stupid people. We don't have stupid people in the NNP. And all you know that. So they went into the comment section and they tear it up. They give it blows. They mash it up. They swing him so. They bring him back so. And then they spit him out. I didn't jump into it because I realized when I get there, the mass they don't play already. Yeah? Yeah? The mass they don't play already. So I said to myself, let me leave it alone. Yeah? All right. Right. So, as I said, Brother Christopher dealt with it, and a lot of persons went there to deal with it. But I'm showing you, and I hope there are young persons listening to me out there. Compare and contrast is my song. Compare and contrast. Understand what is governance and leadership. Put the two on the table together. Put the two on the table together, ladies and gentlemen. See whether or not this is what you want from your government. If that is a response, if that is a governance, if that is a responsibility of government. Careless allegation, defamation, corruption goes along with this administration. And then they have a few goons on Facebook posting who go in, who voting for, and you have people who not even registered in constituencies under the comment section and they vote. I will vote for that one and I will vote for this. Don't get involved in that. I don't want the NNP to go under there and make a comment. Lead them. They're winning 15 seats. Let them feel so. Leave them in the mayhem. That is them. There are people that are filled with pride and not intelligence. Bacchanal, mayhem. They're fueled by that. But when you start putting papers on the table and say, let us calibrate. Let us compare and contrast. Let us put real matters to board. Let us talk about this and that, and you start to bring information. Next thing you have to say, your mother was with that old man. The work you had, go and ask your husband. Because the minute time you start getting under the skin, they start to talk shit. Sorry. That's the facts. Yeah? So let them know that at this stage, they ain't fooling we. We big, we black, and we bold face right now. I make up my mind, I tell them already, me ain't free them. And they're quite aware that I'm not scared of them, yeah? They would congregate, they would do all kind of things to get to me. And the minute time I run out, the vex is the same set of all you know, they Prince behave, leave them. Because when I start to play old mass with them, I drag in them. I ain't free them. And God knows if they don't free me, then we go play a real mass. But as I said to you, the minute time you start putting facts to them, when you start to put numbers on the table, seeing all kind of confusion. Your mother was at this, your father was at that, your aunt making over here, your sister is a zombie. And then you're telling them below there, but tell me, name one capital, name 3 capital projects. 1 capital project. Move there, I'll do this NNP, I'll do there for 23 years. You go back under the comment, you say, name 1 capital project. Move there, you should have stayed, you stayed on in school. You go back, name 1 capital project. Kid Mitchell is a thief. Name 1 capital project. Move there, Emlyn with Faith project. Name 1 capital project. Don't worry, all it was there and the fall farm. Name 1 capital project. Oh. Can't. You can't do it. So all they look to do is the same thing. Same thing over and over and over and over again. That is the NDC for you. That is them. That is their supporters. Yeah? You can't bring facts to the table. Prime Minister, you tell the Prime Minister, you say that in the campaigning polls. No, I didn't. That was never said. I meant that, I didn't mean the donkey was in the stable. I mean the donkey was tied in the stable. But you said that the donkey was in the stable. No, I said the donkey went in there, but nobody brought it. But you said the donkey was in the stable. That is what we want to know. Was the donkey in the stable or not? Eh? Well, at the time, there were persons who saw when the donkey passed around. We want to know whether or not the donkey was in the stable. That's what we want to know. Them tell us we pass, whether or not he fly, jump, kick, whatever, whether or not the donkey is in the stable. And when you ask those questions to even our Prime Minister, going all around so. I want him to do a nice briefing, press briefing on the like when he came and he see the consultant and the thing and how much money they were paying and all these things. Let me know now how you decide to pay them based on the judgment. Yeah? Based on the judgment. CJ Managerial, let's get a briefing on that. Yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's broadcast. And again, we want to extend the invitation to you guys to Victoria tomorrow. And while there tomorrow, I know we will go in celebration mode at the same time, because tomorrow's meeting also calls for a celebration. And for those of us who are following our sister party in Jamaica, yeah, all you looking good. The Jamaica Labour Party, and the deciding factor comes about starting tomorrow in Jamaica. Yes, tomorrow is Jamaica's election. Let's pay attention to the Jamaica Labour Party, which is our sister party. They are again vying for another term in office. And let me say to you, when you are you're a breed of Dr. Mitchell, your reign will last long. Yeah? And so we wish the Jamaica Labour Party all the best tomorrow. And while in Victoria, when the information reaches us that they have again attained another term in office, we are going to be in celebration mode out there in Victoria. So we're inviting each and every one of you guys to come on out tomorrow. Yes? Registration. We're inviting everyone. Check the voters list. Check it twice. Do like Santa Claus. Check the list and check it twice. We want you guys to make sure that your names are there. And then if you have young persons that have attained the age to vote, carry them to get registered. Yeah? Persons who have moved, work on those things now. I think there's a procedure and a fee that would cause you to move based on the constituency that you last voted in as to where you are now. Yeah? I think there is a certain procedure. I don't know it, perfectly, but I'll try to get the information so that we'll start sharing it. Yeah? And yes, Sister Ferguson, it's time for us to go back to ping-a-ling-a-ling. Yeah? We are ready for that bell to toll. Let that bell ring. Let that bell ring. Yeah? For those of us who remember ping-a-ling-a-ling. Let that bell ring. Yeah? So, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you guys so very much. Continue to be a part of the program. Go on over to YouTube and you can follow the page. Invite persons to follow the page. There are a lot of persons that are saying that they're not getting me over on Facebook, but I have so much of persons now on YouTube. Yeah, the viewing was up to what 270 something, 280 something today. Yeah, I don't reach the big boy stage yet. I'm gradually growing and I'm happy of my amount of my viewing. I ain't greedy. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I invite you back to be here tomorrow. As I said, we'll try to get it streaming. I'm going to speak to the persons this evening so that we can get it streaming to be here on live on my program for tomorrow. Yeah, as long as I think I have to get a stream key or something like that. So I'll work on that for tomorrow, please a lot. It was definitely a pleasure to be in your company. We are going to see again tomorrow at Victoria. For those of you who's going to be in Victoria tomorrow. We want a lot of people in Victoria tomorrow. Let me run out tomorrow, as they just say. Let me run out tomorrow. Yeah? God's blessings to each and every one of you guys. Continue to take all the information in and be with us. All right?
Line, line. Ding, 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 line. I was thinking what kind of song to write for the year 2001. Should I compose a nation-building song or just blaze them politicians? But when I hear Pandey get 19 seats and he run and give a speech of victory, I tell myself something wrong, so I compose this song for kinky head people like me, because I don't understand what's really happening. For years me Crooks and Panther was busting we liver string. Well, I honestly believe the message was loud and clear, but the results from the elections proved domestic breaking black man air. They don't hear. So don't expect me to jam your prime minister.
No, don't tell me.
I stopped drinking bush tea for your fever.
I said no, don't tell me.
Cause you ain't do it once, but you did it twice. Elections gone, is you choose Barabbas in front of Christ. So if you notice your little daughter bringing home a grand, because Camilla sent she to a school inside the Bitam, and when she bring home the baby father, the man like more sex than Pandey. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I have nothing to say. My personal comments I will reserve.
You got a government you deserve.
To complain to me now, boy, you got some nerve. You got a government you deserve. Try my best to put sense in black man head. The consequence I was not afraid. But when I see Keith and Daphne on TV, deep in my heart I felt betrayed. Cause I remember in 1998 I got chastised when I sing my song. But if I did like game, I would have take out she name and deceitfully win me crown. UNC corrupt like hell, but Satma Raj wouldn't say so. As black man open me mouth, he find that man should go. To these negative response from the black man, I'm not surprised, because I've come to one conclusion: today black man is his own demise. He ain't wise. So don't tell me nothing about the EBC.
No, don't tell me.
Because I know some of you vote for UNC.
I said no, don't tell me.
Don't tell me that they cancel the URP, and how you can't get work to maintain your family. So if you end up just like a criminal on the run, because all the promises that they make, they ain't keeping none, and civil servants can't get it back pay, plus yourself can't get a 10 days. Please don't stop me in the road to complain, cause I wouldn't be amazed. My little knowledge now I must preserve.
You get a government you deserve.
To protest of them now it take plenty nerve. You get a government you deserve.